Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Shiblon Faithful. My name is Doug Doyle. It's good to have you back. It's been a while, been a few weeks since I last published my last, posted my last video. This is not my 24th one now, number 24 on my YouTube channel, Shiblon Faithful, that you're watching. Um, and right now it's Thursday afternoon, July the 18th, 2024, here in Utah. Right now, outside it's about 100 degrees right now. I want to talk about a couple things. First of all, uh, if you can, please like this one. If you look back at my previous 23, I've got very few likes on my previous videos where I talked about different things, in different ways, different stories, different events, ideas, things, whatever I talked about. Very few likes. And I've got six brave souls that have, have chose to be a subscriber to my YouTube channel, Shiblon Faithful, this one that you're on. Six of them. That's all. In a year and a half. I don't put one out every week, as you can tell. At least not now, I don't do it. But uh, after 23 videos in a year and a half, you would hope I'd have more than six. I think people are afraid, like in person. They'll say, if they agree with you, they'll let you know and give you a pat in the back, or just a smile at you, say, I agree with what you said, or what you said was right, et cetera, et cetera. They'll do all that. But when it comes to social media, people are afraid that they're going to be doxxed or pinpointed or canceled. If their bosses find out at their workplace or their friends, you may lose friends or family members, association, et cetera, et cetera. If they, if it, if it, if there's any indication that they like certain persons and make comments supportive as well as the comments as well as the likes um, to somebody's video, like this one here. Now, I understand that these last days, and I don't want anybody to be hurt or targeted or canceled, as they call it, targeted, I'll call it. But at the same time, you can always, like on Facebook, like I'm Doug Doyle on Facebook. You can find me, you can find this pretty face and identify me. I'll have my son's on there with me from many years ago when he was younger. So you'll be able to find me there. Um, but you can just use, I'm not sure the exact term, I can't think of it anymore with Facebook, but you know what I mean when I say direct message. So if you like somebody's comment, and they put out a new post like this one's going to be published later on today, please let me know that you like it and agree with it and any comments that you would make through DM where no one else is going to know it. But if you're a brave soul and uh, you're not afraid of being targeted, let me know so the public will know. I could sure use more likes and subscribers on my channel. I really would appreciate it if you do that as well. Thank you. Um, Now, I got one person, I'll take an example that I talked to. Uh, I first contacted her about 3.5 years ago uh, through social media, and uh, she knows we're hooked up together, so to speak, as she is with many other people on social media, which is normal nowadays. And this is not a dating situation I'm talking about. I'm divorced right now, and I do want to get married once again to a good woman one day, but I'm not rushing it. But I'm not trying to avoid it either. Just that it's not happening as soon as I want it to. Anyway, this is not a dating situation I'm talking about, but this is a situation where she ended up calling me Loyal Doyle after, no, about 3.5 years. This is about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. She started calling me Loyal Doyle, my last name Doyle, and it rhymes. So I took that as a compliment, sincere compliment. I appreciated her saying it because I was trying to always give her the like symbols, love symbols, for things that she would state, beliefs, religion wise, this way and that way and every way, and comments too, of course, and sharing from time to time with others as well, her stuff. But I found out that she wasn't doing that with my posts hardly at all after all this time. So I felt like you always want to make sure that if you want to have somebody who's loyal to you, as I was loyal to her, that you would also be loyal to them with their posts. Give them the likes and the loves and the comments and sharing and support in that way as well. It goes both ways. If it's only done one way, one direction toward you, yeah, you're really selfish instead of being selfless. And that's not what Christ would have us be like. So I need to improve in that area as well. But she does, and we all do, not just her. I think the love of God is waxing cold, as the scriptures say in the New Testament, in these last days, throughout this country and throughout the world. And it's showing up in social media and in our division in our country as well. So we need to reach out to other people and not just be self-centered, but selfless. And reach out to our brothers and sisters and support them as well, sincerely and with a good heart. Now, I want to talk about what happened 5 days ago on Saturday afternoon in Butler, Pennsylvania, or outside Butler, Pennsylvania, at the rally, the Trump rally. That young man who was about 20, I think he would have turned 21 this September, I think. It's a birthday for him. Uh, Ended up scaring the daylights out of Trump, even though he didn't show it. I mean, he showed a brave side without a doubt to what happened to him. Without a doubt, he was brave. Uh, he took part of the upper right ear of President Trump off for good. He killed a 50-year-old former firefighter, Corey Campadori, and two other people that were critically injured, and all the loved ones involved with these people and all the supporters of Trump. They were just in shock at what happened. This boy was killed right away and returned fire. I also found out 1 or 2 days later through a good reporter. You don't have them doing that much. It's easy to cast a finger at this boy and say, "Man, evil, evil, evil," because what he did, he was and is a child of God. But what he did was evil, and he is going to be held accountable now in where he is now. By God, he will be held accountable. But what led him to do that? People don't think. I don't know what it is about America. I thought we were the wisest people in this world, but for some reason, we don't think about, well, this is really, he should not have done this. You should not have done this. What a terrible thing to do. Okay, but look at what caused this young man, because usually it's young men doing this more than young women. What is causing them to do these things in America, including last Saturday, 5 days ago? And you find out this reporter found two young men that are the same age, about the same age as this boy, and they went to school with this boy. I guess they're in the same grade, these two guys. Only one of the two did any talking in this short clip, but that one young man firmly and clearly said two major things. He said that he always ate alone at lunch. Red flag, right there, guys. Whenever you see anyone eating by themselves, a vast majority of times because they don't feel like they're welcome by other people. And in fact, they are not welcome. That's why they're sitting alone, because no one is reaching out to them. In school it can be a mean place, but also school can have children raised by goodly parents who teach your children. If you see someone who's sitting by themselves, unless that's Satan sitting there, it's not Satan. Go up and sit by that person, have lunch with them, and be a friend with them, and go with them in recess, whatever it is, and sit and talk to them, and be with them, and be a friend. If they had done this for the lunch times, and also the second point, this young man mentioned on this interview, a short interview, he mentioned not only was he sitting alone during lunch times at school when he was going to school, but also that he was incessantly bullied every day. He didn't say bullied every once in a while, really bad. He said incessantly bullied every day. I'm not surprised because I've seen this happen. I know of a couple people personally that this has happened to during those growing up years. And if these people would look back and say, "Oh my goodness, if only I and my fellow classmates had supported this young man from the very beginning and all the way all the growing up, he would have become well adjusted. He would not have been a loner. He would not be sitting by himself all those years in lunch, sitting by himself. He'd have friends, and he wouldn't be picked on anymore because we would have put the stop to it and nipped it in the bud way in the beginning when it first started happening, in second grade or third grade or sixth grade or eighth grade or whatever it was. But whatever it was, they could have stopped it from happening, and this boy would have been much more well adjusted and have friends and would not have a few screws loose like he did, so to speak, in the end when he did what he did last Saturday. I'm sure of that. He would not, if they had done their part and the parents had taught their children to be that kind of a sociable, supportive of their fellow classmates. If the parents had done that, taught that, eh, this society has gone from having good fathers as well as good mothers, good fathers in the home, and having God in their home, and one faith for another, having God in the home, have gone from that to the last 50 or 60 years not having any of that, or very little of that. So it's the ripple effect has now become a tidal wave where it's destroying our country, very much so. This boy would not have done this. So we think about gun control. Now, it's not the guns that are doing this. It's the person that decides to pick up the gun and use it for nefarious reasons. And why are they doing it? Why? We just need to be grown ups and just look at it and say, why did this happen? What led to this? And that what I just talked about, all the growing up, could have made a big, big difference in his life and the many other young men that have done terrible things with guns and other ways in the past as well in our country. No God, God's not in our home. Good fathers are very few and far between. So what do you think is going to happen? Society just becoming more and more like Sodom and Gomorrah, and more angry thereby without God and good fathers, two essential elements to a good upbringing and good, well-adjusted, to grow up and to be a good, well-adjusted, productive, and good uh, member of society. So think about that. If you solve that problem and nip it in the bud in the beginning, these problems most by a complete majority of times would not be ending up the way it did last Saturday. Our society is cruel. When they see someone being picked on or bullied in one way or another, we step back and say, "Don't touch me. I'm backing out of this. I'm going in the shadows. I'm getting away from this. I don't want to be part of this. Let them deal with it." Boy, it's a real crush-like thing to do, isn't it? We got to reach out to our brothers and sisters. And when you think about the 99 and 1 that President Russell M. Nelson of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints spoke about. And by the way, we're not Mormons. We read the Book of Mormon as well as the Bible, but we follow Jesus Christ. That's why we're called the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter Day, because we're in the latter days, Latter Day Saints. Remember the saints in the New Testament days? In the New Testament days, we're called saints, or we're called Latter Day Saints. But this is the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter Day Saints. This is a picture of the second coming, symbolic of it. Now, we got to bring ourselves. We ask for God to help bless our country. Yeah, we're falling. We're forgetting about the other side of the coin. We need to ask God to help us come to Him. Help us come to Him and worship Him and obey His commandments and do what He would have us do. And then as we do those things more and more, our country and ourselves personally will be more and more blessed by God. So we got to do our part and pray that we'll come to Christ, as well as ask for God to bless our country and bless us. Uh, this is longer than I thought. It's going to end up being about 15 minutes roughly, but thinking back to the Old Testament, Joshua, I think it's in Deuteronomy, be strong and of good courage. Be strong and of good courage. Let us follow God and do what He would have us do. I love you until we meet again.